Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shantimapnuyat Shanto Mucceta Bandebhyo Muktaschanyan Vimochayet. O Lord, please bless every being, and may all the wicked people be transformed into righteous people. Let the righteous people attain peace. The people who have attained the peace, let them strive for God realization or realization of the self. May the liberated souls help others to get liberated. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, we were all, I think 15, 20 days before, we were trying to discuss Narada's Bhakti Sutras, aphorisms on devotion by sage, celestial sage Narada. And we are at frag end of this work. Just like on Thursday, we finished Aproksha Anubhuti. We finished reading, of course. So we are also we are at the frag end of this Narada's Bhakti Sutras. The celestial sage, who himself was just a child or son of a maid servant, who comes from rural background, poor background, without much any education, any training from any particular guru, he realized God and he raised himself from the ordinary mortal being, to the celestial sage, that is Devarshi. Rushi, Rajarshi, Devarshi, or Brahmarshi, probably. Rushi is one who has dedicated his life for searching the truth, for seeking the truth, for experiencing the truth. Maharshi, he is greater among the rishis. He is one of the best among the rishis. Then Rajarshi, he may be a king, he may be a businessman, he may be a political entrepreneur, or he may be a philanthropist, he may be a householder, but still he is a rishi. And mainly this Rajarshi was used in the olden days for mainly kings. And today we can use for all the political leaders. And Devarshi, this Devarshi, one who has realized God, not only that, he can travel to the three worlds, this earth, mundane earth, and the heaven and the below world. So the earth and the above worlds and below worlds, he can travel. So much power he has got. And he has got free pass, free visa. No visa. He needed to apply for visa. He can go to any loka. That is the capacity of Devarshi, and the celestial sage Narada was one among them. Whether such type of any Devarshis were there in the scriptural history or in the mythology, we don't hear. So he was one rarest sage. And the other is Brahmarshi. Brahmarshi is the Rishi who has experienced the self. Devarshi is also experienced the self or experienced the God, no doubt, but is capable of going to other worlds. Whereas Brahmarshi may not be, but he has realized the self, he has realized who am I or who is the God. So such a one of the rarest person, the Narada, who is the celestial sage, he himself was the great devotee. He himself had experienced the God. For him, it was not intellectual understanding, or it was not intellectual conviction, or it is not a intellectual gymnasium. Rather, it was an matter of experience. So, such sage, he is telling about devotion. What is devotion? What is divine love? If you remember my first class few months before, had when I was discussing about this devotion, I had told that why this path of devotion is easy? Because we are all emotional beings. We have got a lot of feelings. Feelings are very strong in us. It is a great drive, great force. And we live in the society, we live in the family, we live in the midst of the people. And we have got relations, maybe father, mother, husband, wife, friend, colleague. So many relationships we have got. And we are used to these things. And the same thing when you divinize it, that becomes divine love or devotion. That is the beauty of this. We are already having, because we are having relationships, we are having a love, empirical love, a love of the empirical world. When you divinize that, when you turn that towards God, then it becomes devotion. It is a divine love. Now, though the devotion or bhakti or this divine love, though it is a one, but based on the relationships, based on the bhavas, moods, it can be classified into 11 types according to the sage. In the traditional bhakti literature, generally it is discussed as a five moods or five types of relationships between individual self and the supreme self. But here, interestingly, the celestial sage Narada is describing the Bhakti Bhava into 11 types. What are them? What are they? Let us try to understand. The first is Guna Mahatmya Sakti, Asakti. One who is interested in the divine qualities of the Lord. Probably whoever has attended yesterday my talk on meditation on divine forms, we try to discuss about Guna Dhyana and Leela, Rupa Dhyana and bit Leela Dhyana. God has got innumerable divine qualities, such like compassion, love, forgiveness, truth. So, all these divine qualities we can take one divine quality and based on Bhagavata, Ramayana, Mahabharata, our life of Jesus Christ, our life of Buddha, life of Ramakrishna, we can recall the incidents, how he had practiced these gunas, these divine qualities in his life or in their life. So, a person who is always interested in the divine qualities of the Lord. Oh Lord, you are so merciful. Oh Lord, you are so compassionate. Oh Lord, your willpower is the highest willpower. The manifestation of willpower is much more in you. There are so many incidents with connected with each divine qualities. We can meditate, we can think while working or while cooking, while washing, while bathing and all. So this is one type of devotion. And also the more and more we come to know, we try to understand who is God and about his divine qualities, we will try to become nearer to God. Otherwise, God is somewhere in the heaven. He is all powerful. So I have to take shelter at his feet. I have to pray to him. Why? Because so that I can be safe. So we will be using the God as an instrument to for our safety. Probably the devotion starts like this, no doubt. The faith it may start like this. But when we start understanding who is God, what is his divine qualities, what is his divine nature, and our relationship between myself and God, it keeps intensified. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says, some bhava we should take and we should develop. Whichever bhava you like, whichever bhava I like, I should develop that bhava. I should intensify that bhava, the relation, the mood, the feeling, a type of relationship between God and me, so that my spiritual life, my devotion will be intensified. So here some devotees are always attracted by divine qualities of the Lord. They keep on thinking about it, they keep on meditating, and they keep on praising the divine qualities of the Lord. That is called Guna Mahatma Sakti, according to the Lord. Say, for an example, In the life of Buddha, we can say, Buddha was known for his mercy, known for his compassion. Once a animal was to be sacrificed, the whole his king, I mean his father as a king, and his brother, and so many other people were there. They were all very happy so that the animal will be slain, so that they will get some benefits. Afterwards it may be cooked and they will all eat. Then Gautama, before becoming a Buddha, he comes and he says that it is better to stop it. Why should we do injury for an animal for our sake? If you can give the best animal so that God is happy, then it is better that we are the best people, isn't it? Then we should offer ourselves to the God so that we can get the best ones. Everyone was startled to hear this. Then he explains how injury is bad, and he says that better we should not injure the animals by sacrificing the animals to the God, and the goat or the sheep was left free. And Angulimala was known for his butchering quality. He was like a demon, and he used to kill so many people. He had killed so many people. He was a great thief also. And whenever he kills anyone, he used to take either one of the finger or one of the finger, and he used to tie with the garland. It seems he had a garland made up of fingers, made up of thumbs. So 50 people he has killed, 50 thumbs was made a garland, and he was wearing. He was feeling so pride about it. And 51 he kills, again he adds one more thumb to his garland. That's how the story goes. And once Buddha was going in a particular direction, particular route, people all said, Lord, please don't go there, venerable sage, because Angulimala is there. Then Buddha says, never mind. They pleaded, no, you may be killed, you may be slain. Please don't go. Buddha never listened to it, and he went. And as everyone expected, Angulimala came with the sword to fight and to kill him and to add one more thumb to his garland. But because of that spiritual power of Buddha, when the Angulimala came near Buddha, slowly, all of his demonic qualities got melted, and he fell at his feet and he became his ardent devotee or disciple. Because of that compassion, it was the embodiment of compassion, it was the embodiment of divinity, it was the embodiment of mercy Buddha was since. So he was able to convert even the greatest sinner into the greatest saint. So, like this Guna Dhyana, we can keep on doing. Then, Rupa Sakti. God has wonderful divine form. Either you take any god or goddesses, it has got a wonderful form and it has got a lot of spiritual meaning also. Say, for an example, we can take where we worship in our monasteries, that the form of Sri Ramakrishna. Whoever knows, whoever studied bit, whoever knows bit about scriptures and spirituality, they'll be able to understand when they see the form of Sri Ramakrishna that a person, either through meditation or whatever, where when his mind goes to the supreme level, how a person looks, how a person can be, by seeing Sri Ramakrishna, you can understand. A person who has exalted his mind at the highest level, and a person is sitting and his mind has reached the highest level, then if you take a photograph of such person, how he looks like, by seeing Sri Ramakrishna, you can feel, you can understand. And in the whole history, this is the first time we have got the authentic photograph of an incarnation. And Swami Vijnananji also confirms that, who was the apostle of Sri Ramakrishna. He is greatest incarnation. By seeing the divine form, one can transcend their minds. Such a beautiful, such a celestial divine form it is. And he tells few other things about the form, the divine form of Sri Ramakrishna. So this is called Rupa Dhyana. So we can meditate, we can feel happy by thinking about God's form. This is what Rupa Dhyana, Rupa Sakti. Then some are interested in some rituals. I mean, our ideas and feelings has to be translated into actions. So some people are interested in chanting few hymns and worship in rituals. So they keep on worshipping the Lord by different articles, flowers, fragrant things, and with uttering some mantras, or glorifying the Lord, or uttering the divine glories of the Lord. So some are interested in puja. That is also okay. But the main intention is we should, as much as possible, we should try to remember the God. So someone is interested. Even we can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. He started his career as a worshipper, as a priest, and he did it sincerely. So slowly, slowly, that made a way for realization of Kali. Afterwards, he realized many other forms, many other innumerable gods and goddesses, and he practiced other religions too. So he started as a priest. He started worshipping the mother god. I mean, first Radha Kanta, then afterwards, first Krishna, then Kali, then finally he became the knower of God, or he realized the God. So if you worship God sincerely, definitely one can see the God. And the story goes like this: a Brahmin priest was worshipping in a temple. There was a temple in a village, and he was appointed as a priest, and he used to do sincerely the worship every day, and used to bring the cooked prasad from the house with flowers and water, etc. Used to finish the worship sincerely, following every ritual properly, offering the food and taking it back and feeding the family. Once he had to go outside for some work. Then he asked his daughter, since I am not there, since you know puja, or I will teach you how to do, will you worship the Lord tomorrow? This girl, she was very happy. She said, fine, yes, I have observed. I mean, I have listened when you were chanting mantras and all. Yes, definitely, I will do puja tomorrow. And she was innocent girl. She had known mantras, she had known the traditions, no doubt, but probably she might not have observed well. And she went with that her innocence and her purity of the mind and her steadfast devotion. She worshipped Lord Shiva. She worshipped everything, and finally she kept the food offering and said, "Oh Lord, kindly come and accept the food." Because of her innocency, she had assumed that God will come physically and she will consume the food. She waited for 2 or 3 minutes. God didn't appear. Then she thought, oh, probably because offering time, they closed the screen. That means no one should see. Since I am standing here, so God is feeling shyful. Probably God is not interested in coming. Okay, oh God, I will close the screen and the door. I will go out. After 5 10 minutes, I will come back. So please finish the food. And she leaves the prasad. She closes the curtain. She closes the door of the sanctum, and she comes out, and she will be waiting for 5 10 minutes. After 5 10 minutes, she enters and she sees the prasad is like that. Then she keeps on, I mean, pleading God. My father had promised me that he will bring a doll tomorrow for me, it seems. If you want, I will give that doll. Please come and take this prasad. Or I have got a new set of dress. If you want, if you like that, I will come and give you this dress also from the house. Please come and take this prasad. So like this, she was go on pleading in different ways, innumerable ways for some time. God, pleased by her devotion and simplicity, he came and literally he finished the food. And when she went back, mother asked, where is the prasad? Where is the offering food? She said, God consumed it. Mother started saying, what? God consumed the food? Are you kidding with me? Probably you were hungry or you got tempted regarding because it was a sweet pungal. So probably you had consumed and you were lying it. Don't lie like that. She shouted on the child, our girl. She had to keep quiet. The same day, when the father came back, then the whole incident was narrated to him. He was also astonished, and he said to her daughter, look, if you want prasad, you eat it, never mind, but don't tell lies. God has come and consumed the prasad or ate. She said, no, father, I'm telling the truth. Then, he also got annoyed and said, okay, tomorrow you worship, I will be there, and let me see whether God comes and eat your prasad. Then she accepts, okay. Then she goes next day morning and she continues her worship as usual, and she pleads God, and God is not coming. She again started pleading again and again, time and again, but God is not appearing. Why? Because his father is there. He has not got such a mature devotion till now. Then she starts bitterly crying. Oh Lord, if you don't come, then my father and mother, they think that I'm a liar. So I'll be in a wrong place. If you want me to be in wrong place. So like that, she goes on pleading. Then finally God appears, and he takes the food. And because of the daughter, even the father also got the vision of the Lord, and both of them were blessed, and they come back. So by worship, sincere worship, one can reach the God, one can see the God, one can attain the God. That's why Puja Sakti. This is one type of devotion. Then Smarana Sakti. I think in Yoga Vasishta or Adhyatma Ramayana, there's a beautiful sloka. Tat Chintanam, Tat Katanam, Anyonya, Tat Prabodhanam, Etat Teka Paratvancha, Brahmabhyasa Vidurbudhaha. The wise people, the knowers of the Brahman, they have told that there is only one path to reach the self or to reach the God. What is that? Tat Chintanam. We have to keep on remembering, we have to keep on thinking about it, about that self or Brahman or God. Tat Katanam. And we should keep on conversing and speaking about that. Anyonya, mutually. Tat Prabodhan. We should keep on thinking, and so that our devotion, our self knowledge gets awakened. This is the only way. So here, Smarana Sakti means one who rejoices in remembering God. In the empirical world, if you see a lover, he or he or she gets rejoiced when he or she thinks about the lover. Like a miser person, he gets rejoiced when he thinks about the money or gold or riches. Now, someone is obsessed with the power. He may get a dream that he has got a promotion, and probably from assistant manager, he became a manager. So, whoever is interested in whatever the objects, they rejoice by thinking it. They may not get physically, but they keep rejoicing by thinking it. And the devotee rejoices in what? The devotee rejoices in thinking about the Lord. Lord's form, Lord's infinite qualities, Lord's grace. So whatever is connected to the Lord, he keeps thinking and he gets rejoiced, he feels happy. So Smarana Sakti. Some people are interested, some people rejoice in thinking Lord always. You can say meditating, or you can say thinking different type of meditations. Then Dasya Sakti. Dasya is like servant and thank you, servant and Lord owner relationship. Like I am working for someone, and my owner looks after me very well. He pays me well, and he looks after me well. He handles me very well. So I'm happy with that, and it continued for a long time. So our relationship is good. So here, similarly, for an example, in Ramayana, if you see, the standard example is given as Hanuman. Hanuman feels every time that he is the servant of his chosen deity or of his Lord Rama. So some people may feel, or some people can worship, some people can reach the Lord by having the mood or by developing the relationship between the servant and the Lord relationship. Oh Lord, I am your servant. And to diminish, I mean, to curtail your ego and to reduce your ego, this is one of the best sadhana as told by scriptures or devotional scriptures. So between the relationship between Rama and Hanuman. So I am your servant. The Lord is the owner, is a Prabhu for me, and I am his Dasa. Dasa Anudasa. I am his servant. So like this, people can develop the relationship. And the servant always feels happy if he can serve his master. Master-servant relationship. If I can bring some good food for him, if I can do some service to him, then I feel blessed. So servant-master relationship is one of the type of sadhana. Then Sakya Sakti. This is one of the beautiful devotional type. Sakya Sakti is friend. So in the master-servant relationship, there's a bit different. I mean, there's a difference is there. Why? Because I'm servant and he's my master. So bit superiority or inferiority, sort of superior and lower superior or higher superior, sort of tinge of that idea can be there. But in the Sakya Sakti, nothing is there. It is like friend. The best example was one is Arjuna. The still best more one of the best example is cowherd boys with Krishna. Krishna was Lord. Lord had descended on this earth to uplift the humanity, to protect the humanity. And these cowherd boys were not bothered about all that. Oh, Krishna, come on. They used to put their hands on his back, and they used to play with him. They used to, I mean, do all sorts of things, and sometimes they used to eat some fruits and taste it. Now this fruit is nice, please take it. Or they are taking the food, and they took some food, and afterward the same food was shared to the Krishna also, and Krishna also enjoyed it. Krishna never said, what, I am the Lord, how can you give this food for me? No. So Krishna also became one among them, and he also enjoyed that divine leela. So cowherd boys, they never thought Krishna as the God or a supreme self, divine, etc. For them, he is also one of the cowherd boy, and he is his dearest friend. So they made all child pranks, the all sorts of probably nonsense they might have done along with Krishna. So there is no difference, or there is no upper and lower or whatever. And in Krishna and Kuchela also, we can see this. Kuchela comes from a very poor Brahminic family. And Krishna came, he was a king, crown prince he was. But still, both lived in the same hut, both used to live in the same place, etc. etc. The next mood or the next type of sadhana is Vatsalya Bhava or Vatsalya Sakti. This is still more refined thing. Vatsalya is the relationship between mother and the child. See, in the master servant relationship, the Lord is the master and I am the servant. In the Sakya, that is friend, relationship of friend, the Lord, both are friends. We are equal. And here Vatsalya is, I am the mother or the father, and the Lord is the child. Just like Kausalya took care of the Rama, Yashoda took care of the Krishna. People were all praising him, people were all praising Krishna, that is a Lord. Many saints, including their family priest Garga, was one of the greatest Rishi. He himself praised about Sri Krishna, that is the greatest avatara. I was waiting for to see Krishna. That is the reason still I'm in my physical mortal. Otherwise, I would have left this mortal coil. Garga was one of the greatest Rishi. And Garga felt very happy when he did the naming ceremony for Balarama and Krishna. And many saints and many people came. They wanted to take the darshan. They wanted to touch the feet of Sri Krishna as a baby, whatever it may be. But for Yashoda, nothing mattered. For her, the Krishna was her son, and she tried her best to take care of her son Krishna. What a beautiful idea. So I am the father or the mother, and the Lord is my child. And we can see even Sri Ramakrishna also practiced this Vatsalya Bhava. And one more lady, devotee called Gopalirma. So when we hear all these type of incidents, we may feel whether these things are right or whether it is a mythology or whether it is imagination. It is all right. Why? During Sri Ramakrishna's time, a lady devotee used to come. Her name was Gopalirma. She used to see literally every day Balakrishna, child Krishna. She used to get up at 3 o'clock and she used to go nearby pond to take a bath. And she, Krishna, as a child, he used to accompany her. So she used to give bath for him first and wipe the body and dress him and make him to sit on the bank of the pond. And she used to go to take bath. And again, many times, child Krishna used to come and start playing in the water and getting wet, and sometimes throwing the water to Gopal Erma and getting wet. All sorts of child pranks used to do. And Gopal Erma used to, stop him, Balakrishna, from doing all these things. And many times, she's again poor lady, very simple life. Not even square meal was difficult for her. So whatever was there, little butter or puffed rice or beaten rice, whatever is possible, she used to feed him. Many times this Balakrishna, little Krishna, he used to ask, Mother, I am hungry, please give me something. Then she never used to have much. Whatever the puffed rice or whatever, some fruits or rice, whatever is there, she used to feed. So when we hear all these things, it is not mere imagination, it is practicable, and many people have practiced and be successful and realized. So this is Vatsalya Bhava. And the next is Kanta Sakti. This is called in the devotional scriptures Madhura Bhava. According to the Vaishnava scriptures or devotional scriptures, this is the highest type of sadhana. This Kanta Bhava, Kanta Sakti or Madhura Bhava is the relationship between husband and wife. like Mirabai, one of the greatest saint who lived in Rajasthan, western part of India. She always felt that she is the wife of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is her husband. Like that, there are so many saints, either women saints or men saints. They have practiced this Madhura Bhava and they have realized the God. So if someone is interested, someone feels this is better, or this type of bhava, this type of mood, or this relationship between me and Lord is very good for me, or I like it, if someone feels, then the Narada says that, okay, you can take this Madhura Bhava or Kanta Sakti and you can practice. But basically, one type of relationship has to be taken and has to be practiced with the Lord that intensifies our spiritual life, that increases our devotion, our divine love towards our chosen deity, our Ishtadevata, our Lord. That's we have to understand. Then Atma Nivedana Sakti. Here, whatever I do, O Lord, it is all for you. Offering everything from starting, beginning, as soon as you get up, whatever you start doing from dawn to dusk, all our actions are offered to the Lord. And you feel so happy by offering your actions to the Lord. Atmani Vedan. Not only offering the actions, offering oneself. I think there's a beautiful uh, Sanskrit hymn. There the devotee says, "O Lord, I am walking. Don't don't think that I am walking. Rather, I am making circumlating you. Pradakshina. Whenever I'm talking, I may be uttering some mantras or I'm talking with some people. Whenever I'm talking, I feel that I am praising you. If I am working something, that means I am worshipping you. So every is activity has been divinized, and you feel that every activity as an offering towards God. That is the beauty of this Atmanivedana Sat. Someone feels happy in that. Whatever I do, whatever I do, Priyatam Pundari Kakshaha, Sarva Yagneshwaro Harihi, Tasmin Tushte Jagat Tushtam, Prinite Prinitam Jagat. If you are satisfied, the whole world will be satisfied. So whatever I does, I try to please you. So pleasing you is my alpha and omega of my life. So I will try to offer, I've offered myself completely to you, and I try to please you by devotion and by sincere offerings. This is called Atmanivedana Sakti. Then Tanmayata Sakti. Just like this is the relationship or the mood between two lovers. Both are always, their feelings and emotions feel so much intense, they feel rejoiced thinking each other. And here some devotees are there, they feel so happy when they keep on thinking about the God, or when they are go on thinking about the glory of the Lord, or when they are able to serve the Lord, or when they are able to worship the Lord. Whatever is connected to the Lord, when they can do, then they feel very happy. And again, dawn to dusk, they keep on thinking about God. Or basically, in a simple sentence, if you want me to tell, it is like God-centered life. That we can see in Sri Ramakrishna's life. From again morning to night, whole of his life, he had a God-centered life. Yeah, thank you. Like for an example, Sri Ramakrishna, once he was traveling in the Calcutta. A small boy, Western boy, who had come from West, in a cross-legged, he was standing and he was holding his hand on a tree. Sri Ramakrishna saw that boy, Western boy, who was wearing a pant and shirt with the shoes and all, and just he was putting his one hand on the a bark of in a trunk of the tree, and he was just in a cross-legged. Immediately when he saw that, Sri Ramakrishna's mind went into Bhava Samadhi. He went into trance. Why? Oh, he's a Krishna. Imagine. So whatever the object they see, they try to connect with the God. This can be seen Tanmayata Sakti, because their mind is completely merged in God, completely merged in that Sachidananda. So whatever, when they say, for example, beautiful rose, a lover sees a beautiful rose, he thinks that, okay, I can plug this or I can take this and I can give to my lover. Or florist, if he says, okay, I can go and take to my shop and I can sell or I can get a good price. If a devotee sees that, what a wonderful, let me go on and offer to the Lord at his feet, or worship the Lord by offering this flower. So this is called Tanmayata Sakti. Then the one more is Parama Viraha Sakti. This is called in Bhagavata or Vaishnava literature as called Mahabhava. Till now, in the history of the devotional literatures, only we can come across three people who had this Parama Viraha Sakti or Mahabhava. Only three people. One is Radha, the second is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the third is Sri Ramakrishna. So this Mahabhava there will be intense pain in the devotees or in the spiritual aspirant. Why? Because there's intense longing and he's feeling that he or she is away from the Lord. Though they are thinking, they're meditating, they're worshipping, they're praising, they're doing all bhakti sadhanas, but still they feel that they're away or they're different from the Lord, and there'll be intense pain, intense longing in there. That is called vakulata longing. This is highly deep, intense. It will be so much so. Even sometimes they say that we have got pores and we get sweat, water oozes out here. For them, the blood oozes out because of that intense longing itself. And in so many Christian saints also, we see this type of viraha sakti. So much so they were obsessed with the Christ, with the feeling of Christ. Just like when the Christ was crucified, his hands, here he had a wound. Even the saints also, they developed the wounds in the hands. Why? Because that's so much intensification, tadhatmyata with the Jesus Christ. So this Parama Viraha here, they are saying that it is not Viraha, Parama Viraha, intense longing. This is called Mahabhava. If it is Mahabhava, in the devotional literature, we can see only in three people. One is Radha, the other is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the other is Sri Ramakrishna. And this Parama Viraha Sakti is the highest manifestation of the devotion. And if some portion of this Parama Viraha Sakti, if it is manifested in our bodies, we may die because our body cannot sustain it, according to the devotional scriptures. So even if we wish, we may not be able to practice. Why? Our body cannot sustain it. How to understand? Just for an example, 60 candle bulb. Because of some electricity problem or whatever, if 100 watts, if it flows in that 60 candle bulb, what happens? The bulb gets burned, isn't it? So similarly, our body, which is made up of panchabhutas and tanmatras, has got particular frequency it can maintain and manage. After that, it cannot. But whereas these people's body is called Bhagavati Tanu. So the making up of their body itself is different, so they can manage even 10,000 watts or 10,000 volts, say for an example. That's why they were able to experience, and the manifestation of Mahaviraha, that is Mahabhava, Parama Viraha, was possible. Already I said these bhavas are very, very important for all the spiritual aspirants. Why? It intensifies our spiritual life. It intensifies our devotion, our quality of spiritual practices. And also, it can be said that it is just like a route map. Now, there, for an example, there are 2 or 3 ways to reach this Air Vedanta society. You can come in any way, fine. But in one way, it is maybe nearer for you, or you are aware of that path, or you like that path. So you have taken that path and you can come easily to this. And you are coming in that path, suddenly you say, no, better I will go in that other direction. Then again you will change. While coming again, your since mind is highly volatile, it can change. Again you may go to third path. And so that you keep on tossing between these paths, and reaching the Air Vedanta society can be delayed, or sometimes it becomes so much problematic. Sometimes you may have to go back to the house. So that's why we need a definite path to reach the destination. So these bhavas, these moods, or this type of relationships are nothing but road maps. Each bhava is each road map. Sorry, I've got some bad throat. So if you practice this one bhava, any bhava, whichever according to our understanding, or according to our nature, or according to our character, whichever bhava we like, we can take one and we can keep on practicing that in deeply or in intensified manner. But that doesn't mean that I should not take any other bhavas, or I should not think, or I should not practice any other bhavas. There is no such rule. And also, the author and the other commentators of this devotional literature, they say that it, though in the standard classical devotional literatures, they speak of five bhavas. And here Narada is speaking of 11. There can be still more based on our nature, based on our character, with a permutation combination of this. It can be innumerable types. Whichever type you want, you wish, if you are confident, you can go ahead. But the loving God, developing the relationship between yourself and the God is very, very important. So that is the important we have to practice. Then afterwards, when you hearing all these things, because we all get doubts many times easily. When we are not able to, we get doubts. You may say, Swamiji, all these things are nice to hear. What is the guarantee that by practicing this one can reach the God? Is Narada's experienced? Or is it only his idea or his view or any other's view? He may be, it is maybe his experience. So it may not be others' experience, or others may differ. Then how to accept, how much serious we should take this type of ideas or his teachings? This question may come. So Narada anticipated this. So himself is clearing this. Ityevam vadanti जनजल्प निबर्याः एकमताः कुमार व्यास शुक शाण्डिल्य गर्ग विष्णु कौंडिन्य शेष उद्धव आरुणि बलि हनुम विभीषणादयोः भक्त्याचर्याः. Some people may laugh at my teachings. Some people laugh at this. Oh, these are all simply, hypothetical arguments, hypothetical teachings, hypothetical ideas. It is not possible. You may think that it is not so. First is, out of my experience, I am telling all these things. And also, don't think that it is only my view. Unanimously, all the greatest Bhakti Acharyas or Bhakti Sadhakas, greatest devotees, also have similar ideas, similar views, similar philosophies, similar thoughts. So I have reproduced their views. And he gives a big list. People may laugh at you, people may laugh at me, people may laugh at my ideas. It never minds, because I am reproducing, I am re-echoing the teachings of the greatest devotees. Who are they? Kumara, Sanat Kumara. Among the four Brahmas, Manasaputras, one was Sanat Kumara, and he was also a teacher of this Narada. So he gives the first person as in the list as Sanat Kumara is Guru. Then Vyasa. According to the mythology, or according to the story, that Vyasa asked Narada to write a Bhakti Sutras, it seems. That's why he gave a second person as Vyasa, Veda Vyasa. And then Shuka, Veda Vyasa's son Shuka, was a born Brahmagnani, and where he teaches Bhagavata for a king. And this Shuka's life comes beautifully in the Bhagavata in very detail. And he was also greatest Brahmagnani as a born person. Then Shandilya. Shandilya's Bhakti Sutras are very famous, just like Narada's Bhakti Sutras. Then Garga, I already told, Garga was the guru and the family priest of this Krishna family. And he was also a greatest Brahmagnani. And he was known for his astrological work. And he had one of daughter. She was also a greatest Brahmagnani, Garga's daughter. And Vishnu. In regarding Vishnu, there are a lot of difference of opinions. One is Vishnu means Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, or there may be some saint called Vishnu. Like that, there's a difference of opinions. Then one more sage called Kaundinya. Kaundinya Nyaya and all, in logic and all, we keep on hearing his name. And Shesha. Shesha means Adishesha, who was born as a Lakshmana, who was born as Balarama, and is Adishesha. Adishesha was also a greatest devotee of Lord. He keeps on serving Lord continuously. Why? Because Lord is sleeping on him always. Then Uddhava. Uddhava was the friend, one of the friend or disciple of the Lord Krishna. And Uddhava Gita has been taught. It is one of the wonderful work. And Aruni. So Aruni is also where we read in Vedas and Upanishads. He was one of the greatest Rishi during his time. Then Bali. We all know that who is Bali, and the brother of Sugriva, which comes in Ramayana. Then Hanuma. Hanuma was also known for devotion. Vibhishana, though he was born as a demon, he was one of the greatest devotee of Ramachandra. Then Adaya, etc. All these are Bhakti Acharyas. They are all greatest devotees and the greatest uh, teachers, philosophers of the devotion. So they have got similar ideas. They have expressed by their life, by their talk, or by their works. So I've re-echoed all of these things. So without rethinking, without having a second thought, you can continue to practice whatever I've described about what is devotion, how to attain devotion, what is the means, and what is the goal, and what is the use of devotion. Then, after said this, he's concluding his views here. य इदं नारद प्रोक्तं शिवानुशासनं विश्वास इति श्रद्धते स भक्तिमान भवति स प्रेष्ठं लभते स प्रेष्ठं लभते. He is ending with the sentence, repeating sapreshtam labate sapreshtam labate. Means it is one of the, I mean, style in Indian scriptures. If an author or commentator, if he is repeating the same sentence twice, that means either it is end of the topic, or it is end of the idea, or it is end of the work. So here it is the work has got end. That's why he is repeating the sentence. He's telling whoever believes and follows these teachings with faith, then he becomes a lover of God like Narada. And he realizes the dearest person, who is the Lord, who is the sole aim of life. Sapreshtam labate. He attains the highest thing, and he may attain the highest thing also. So, in a way, Narada is blessing the devotees. Whoever follows this, they may attain the highest one, that is Lord or Self. And if you, whoever has read Sri Ramakrishna's Gospel or Gospel of Ramakrishna, we can remember that Ramakrishna also said, in this Kali Yuga, Naradiya Bhakti is the suitable path. So it is better we can follow Naradiya Bhakti Sutra. And if this is the 84th Sutra, if you remember this 83, 84 Sutras, more or less, here we can see Narada never expressed, never displayed any scholarship. He never quoted many things, he never complicated things. In a very simple, in a formula form, in a simple way, he has explained what is devotion, what are the means to attain devotion, what is the use of devotion, what are the obstacles in the path of devotion, and by doing what I can have self-realization or God realization. Very in a simple way, he has explained. And why? It has come from his mind, it has come from his heart. Why? Because he himself was the greatest devotee, himself has realized God. And by studying, and he said that Vishvasa and Shraddha. See, these are the two different words. One is Vishvasa, it is belief, Shraddha, faith packed with the practice. Faith translated into practice. We may have a Vishvasa, we may have a conviction, we may have a belief, yes, God is great, God is there, we should pray. If you pray, it will become good. So sometime we will pray, sometime we will forget. It is only belief. But if it is a Shraddha, the faith translated into action, then we cannot keep quiet. Somehow or other, we struggle and we make it sure that it happens. It gets materialized. So that is the difference between Vishvasa and Shraddha. So he's telling that you have Vishvasa at the initial stages, you have conviction, fine, but slowly you have to transform yourself. You have to travel yourself to Shraddha, that is complete faith, but translated into action. So God is there, I have to love Him, I have to know Him. Yes, that is starting with the conviction, but afterwards it has to be translated into action. And Narada Proktam, whatever he has said by me, it is Shivanu Shasanam. Anushasana means it is the rules laid by whom? Shiva. Means this parampara, whatever the teachings have told, it has come from Lord Shiva directly. So that is one of the commentators' argument. So this parampara has come from Lord Shiva itself. So I'm re-echoing it. So don't take it lightly. So try to understand it, have a conviction, and have a faith, and also put into practice. So that what happens? Saha preshtam labate. For him, the highest is obtained. Supreme bliss, immortal bliss, or moksha, mukti, kaivalya. it is obtained, and may it obtain. So, in a way, Narada is also blessing us. May Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Sharda Devi, Swami Vivekananda bless all of us, so that let us have this sincere devotion at their lotus feet, and we shall also get liberated. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.